I got called out for my last video. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't address it, but I got called out by somebody that's close to me, somebody who I care about their opinions, how they feel or whatever. And I got called out on two things. One of them was being racist, and two was making a statement that was unbecoming of a Muslim. And this was in my very last video, Zipwitthedrip'S fights and Hassan Campbell circle in World War III. It was that video. So as you can see playing behind me in the background is the text feed from Instagram. We went at it so long this morning, I actually got mentally exhausted and fell asleep. I'm going to be up all night today. I fell asleep early in the day today because I got tired from arguing with my brother about this particular subject. Now, I offered him an opportunity to come on the platform and address it, and he chose not to. So therefore, I'm not going to show his name, because if he wanted his name to be shown, he'd have came up here. So, I'm just showing a text feed in the back so you can see the lengthiness of the argument, how long this indeed went on. All right, now, boom, I'm going to address this thing, man, once and for all, because I feel like if I offended somebody that's that close to me and actually knows me, there's a great possibility I could have offended somebody who doesn't know me at all, and in the line of work that I'm in right now, that would be counterproductive. So let me clear the air on that. And when I say clarify, I'm going to actually talk about the real subjects. Now, the racist thing. My brother is Trinidadian, and he feels like, me taking a strong Black American stance, at times I say things that can be offensive or taken as racial towards my Caribbean or African brothers. All right. Now, here's where I stand with that. I got love for my Caribbean and African brothers. All right. But as with every ethnic group, there is a percentage amongst every ethnic group that doesn't like Black Americans and has racial slurs and epithets and so on and so forth towards Black Americans, or negative things to say about Black Americans. So, when I spew anything that may come off as hatred, it is never for the entirety of that race, especially Puerto Ricans, because I've said things about them at times too. It's never for the entirety of that race. And I'm going to give you a prime example of what I'm talking about. Of course, I hate racist white people, right? I hate the Klan, but I don't hate all white people. It would be mathematically impossible for me to hate all white people because I have white people in my family. So I don't just hate white people in general for the sake of hating white people. I know that historically in this country, there's been a lot of racially charged violence committed against my people by white people who don't like Black people for the color of their skin. So whenever I talk negatively about white people, those are the ones I'm referring to. I'm not referring to the ones that my cousins have babies by, or my great granddaddy's Willie's biological father, who was a white man. So it's like, no, I'm not talking about all white people. I'm talking about the ones that don't like my people. So if I say anything negative about any race of people, it's not about all them people. It's about the ones that don't like my people. And I mean it, and I stand on that. And that's towards anybody, But I'm gonna tell you where that comes from. This whole stance that I'm taking from my particular perspective. Like, it has nothing to do with the whole new FBA movement or whatever. That thing came about due to a lot of people being in a like-minded state. And I'm going to tell you what brought that state about for me. Politics, bro. It's about politics. It ain't got nothing to do with street stuff. It ain't got nothing to do with us getting along and moving together as niggas. It's about politics. And the reason it's about politics, it started in 2008 with that fraud-ass sellout Barack Obama, who they rolled him up there, walking all cool with a diddy bop, shooting basketball, and tricked us into thinking he was a nigga. So we was all running around happier than pigs and shit, thinking we got a nigga in there and we finally about to get what's due to us. Because see, what this is about broken treaties. The United States of America has promised us things certain times, several times rather. Over the years, they've made several promises to us that have been broken. So we're trying to go about it politically to get this thing corrected, instead of going about it violently with an all-out war in the street. That would cost us far too many lives. We're trying to do it the political way. We're still trying to do it. There's more than just the 40 acres and a mule. What about the treaty of outta at the Trail of Tears? It's too many treaties they've broken with us over the years that we're fighting for us to allow someone who is not of that lineage to represent us politically. No. This is what this is about. It's about politics, man. It's not about hatred towards anybody. It's about politics. You can't put somebody up there who's speaking for us and their agenda is not getting us what belongs to us. Because anybody who's from here, a Black American who's from here, that is very high on your priority list in terms of politics in this country. So when they tried to march Kamala Harris up there this time, we looked like, no, we're not going for that trick again. You had a dude in there for 8 years who ain't do nothing for us and ain't get us our stuff. He showed us he's not one of us. He just got a hue to his skin similar to ours. But his daddy is from Kenya and his mama is a white woman. And he was raised off in Hawaii from somewhere. He is not a nigga. He has no relation to the American slavery history. He has no connection, no relation to it. All he knows is the stories he was told in school. His daddy couldn't tell him the truth. His daddy wasn't there. And all the stories they told y'all in school are a lie. Everybody who's not from this country, if you were taught American history in school, which in 99.999 and 999% of you were all taught a lie. That's not the right American history that they taught you in the books in schools. We getting history from our direct, forefathers. And my grandmother died a couple months ago at 96 years old. At 96, my grandmother died. This was like 2 months ago. She tells me out her own mouth, her grandmother told her, we're not Africans, we're Indians. My grandmother, who just died at 96, told me her grandmother told her this. We're not Africans, we're Indians. And her grandmother, they were from Virginia, where it was outlawed for Black American Indians to claim their Indian heritage. They made it illegal in the state of Virginia. So it's like when you throw everybody in a pot together, and this is the thing, it's when it's convenient. Everybody gets thrown in a pot together like we're all Black. But that's not the case. And I'm going to explain to you even further in detail with that. I went on to this about before. You could take it to scholarships in colleges. If you look at an Ivy League school, and they have to give out a certain amount of Black scholarships, don't you know that all those seats could be filled with Nigerians, Ethiopians, Jamaicans, South Americans, anybody with dark skin. And the people who fought for those rights and those opportunities don't even get in the class half the time. This is the thing nobody looks at. Everybody comes to America for opportunity. How did opportunity get here? Y'all really think America was just looking out, giving dudes good jobs and letting dudes go to good colleges, all that opportunity was just here? Like they just offered it. It's off of the white guy being nice. That's not how opportunity got here. Opportunity was fought for. So now it would make me pose the question back to you. Why did y'all come here for opportunity? Why y'all didn't fight for it in your own country like we did? We couldn't get no jobs here. We couldn't make no money here. We fought for it. A lot of you all didn't fight for it. You got on a plane and you took advantage of what was available. And this is just a fact. This is not racism, brother. This is a real fact. This is what happened in this country. Everybody came to this country for opportunity, but opportunity was not always here. Opportunity got fought for. And everybody that came for it did not participate in the fight. So from a political standpoint, we can't just be black because everybody get to be black when it's convenient. Puerto Ricans are black. Caribbeans are black. Africans are black. South Americans from certain countries are black. Panamanians, they black. Everybody's black. So if they got something down there for black people, everybody gets it. But they do have immigrant benefits that we don't get. All I'm saying is this right here. I'm cool with everybody getting whatever, bro. I'm cool with everybody getting whatever. But y'all got to put in some work. Y'all got to put in some work. Don't fight us for it. Go fight them for it. If we fought for something, let us get what we fought for. That's it. And if you calling that racism, it's like you really tripping. Because nobody that's not from here is about to go in that office and fight for us to get something that they're not getting a part of. From 100 years ago, 150 years ago. We've been fighting this for 100-something years. They're not getting no cut of that. So what they don't care about that. That's the most important thing in this country to us. So nobody can stand up there and say they're speaking for us, so we can't just be black. We got to call ourselves something else, man. And some people cool with the FBA, some people against it. I don't care. I don't care what name it is. But we have to go by something other than black or African American. African American is everybody who step off the plane from Africa tomorrow. And got their paperwork right there, African American. They have nothing to do with what is owed to people for the building of this country. They have nothing to do with what's owed to people. And y'all might not know where y'all stand at in the grand scheme of things, but you got some people down this way in the South who know their family's history. They know who they are in those terms. And they want their shit. Can't get mad at them. It's due to them. But you ain't fighting for it if it ain't due to you. You say that's water under the bridge. Fuck you. Ain't no water under the bridge. You need to get the fuck out the way and let one of us speak so we can get our shit. Because we the only ones who ever made shit happen around here. We made opportunity. So we gonna get our shit. We just gotta make sure it's us speaking for us. Not the Kamala Harris's speaking for us. Not the Barack Obamas speaking for us. Not the Candace Owens speaking for us. You got to be from here to speak for us that's from here. You can't speak for us if you're not from here. You can say you black, you can hang your pants off, your butt on it. I ain't got no problem with that. But when it comes to politics, now you got to be from this line to speak for us, bro. Because you don't know our history. My brother was telling me about, they was the first ones to have the slave revolt down there in the Caribbeans. I'm telling them, you know American history through school. Nigga, they couldn't even enslave all of us. They tricked us with that goddamn Trail of Tears. They didn't even get us to 1831. It was over in 1865. They didn't even get them Seminole niggas, and they had to trick them to stop fighting. They couldn't make them stop fighting. What history you know from over here was taught to you about an enemy. I got to tell you the history from over here. Your fathers can't tell you the history from over here. They're not from over here. My father's from over here, and they tell me the history from over here. And that's not racism, brother. I'm sorry, I love you, brother, but that's not racism. That's not racism. It's called delineation. And it's not bad. It's not harmful. It's not hateful. I could love you. I could support you. I might come out on the line behind you and hold up your country flag. Give my Caribbean brothers their rights. Give my Caribbean brothers their rights. But you understand what I'm saying? It's like everybody's black when it's something on the table for black people. That's what it come across like. So we don't want to just be called black people because everybody's black. But we not arguing for nobody to play James Brown at the Puerto Rican Day Parade. We not arguing for nobody to play James Brown at the Easter Parkway Parade. But yes, people are arguing for Caribbean music to be played at Juneteenth. This is a trending argument. They feel like Caribbean music should be played at Juneteenth. They're not being represented. When we come to the West Indian Day Parade, I don't expect to hear James Brown. But if I go to any type of soul, funk, black, American festival, somebody gonna play some James Brown. Or some music that was made off of his music. Still James Brown. I'm not expecting to hear that on Easter Parkway, brother. I come down to Easter Parkway, I'm gonna rock out with what they playing. I'm here on my Caribbean vibe. It's Caribbean time. But every time black Americans try to have something for themselves, everybody else is doing a piece of the pie. Everybody else gets a cut. Black people make an all-black movie. Why wasn't Latinos represented in the movie? Can we have anything that's for us without us hating you? We love you. We just want our stuff. That's all. Ain't no hard feelings on that. Now, the other thing that I have to address is the comment the brother that I said was unbecoming of a Muslim. I said, in reference to speaking of World War III, if some people were to come over here from a foreign country, I said, be they Chinamen, and I also said people from Iran, whoever they are, I said, let me catch some Iranian dudes over here or somebody from any foreign country who's Muslim, as I am Muslim, and I catch them with the intent and purpose of being destructive and destroying or hurting or blowing something up over here in America, committing an act of terrorism here in America. I said, I'm gonna finish them off. I ain't just gonna finish them off, I'm gonna violate them. Too close to my mama and kids to even try it. Now the brother tells me, look at all the atrocities America commits around the world. I understand that. So he says, it's like I'm taking myself outside of Islam if I don't let the Muslim come over here and do him. So I gave the analogy, and I said, okay, like say, we're gonna make an analogy. We're all in Soundview Projects. We all live in Soundview Projects. Say it's another clique over there. And for the sake of making an analogy, not being racist, for the sake of making an analogy, say the Puerto Ricans over here and the blacks over here. We didn't really rock with each other like that. We had separate cliques, but we all from Soundview. So say the Puerto Ricans went across town and they committed an atrocious act. They annihilated the whole family. They did something treacherous, right? And the people from over there was like, oh, them Soundview dudes, we about to go to Soundview and knock down everything in Soundview. I said, what you think we supposed to do? Huh? We ain't have nothing to do with that. But if they come through here talking about they knocking down everything in Soundview, where we live at and our families live at and our kids run around playing, we got to shoot back, bro. We got to shoot back. When I broke it down like that, it took a while for him to answer the question when I posed it to him, but he responded back like he understood from that perspective. And that's all I was saying. Like, I wouldn't go out my way to harm no Muslim ever. No, but check this out. I grew up in America watching Iran and Iraq go to war for years. There was Muslims killing each other. So that tells me the Muslims over there ain't got no problem killing a Muslim. Any problem that got no problem with any Muslim who don't got no problem with killing a Muslim, I don't got no problem with killing him. Let me slow that down if you didn't get it. The Muslims over there in Iran went to war with Iraq for years. They killed Muslims against Muslims. So they don't care about killing Muslims. So if they don't care about killing Muslims, especially my black ass, and we know that there's a long history of Arab slavery and Arab racism against blacks. You go to the masjids like I do. Sometimes certain brothers from certain countries don't even want to touch foot to foot with you in the masjid when you pray. They slide their foot over. Or that pretty Indian sister, the masjid, you can't marry her. Daddy ain't gonna marry her to no black man. Come on, you act like we don't know there's racism in the masjid amongst the Muslims. So if it's a time of war and they get racial, I'll knock them down. That's a lot to forgive me. Only thing he don't forgive is shirk, brother. Astaghfirullah. But if I see a child of mine, I got kids that's naughty. All my kids ain't Muslim, brother. If I see one of my kids going to battle with somebody from a foreign country who happens to be Muslim, and he going to battle with my kid just because he don't like black people? Who you think I'm gonna put down, my kid or him? You think just because they Muslim from other countries, they are without sin, that they're all not on bullshit because they Muslim from another country? I don't buy that. I don't buy that because I watch too many Muslims come over here and open up stores and sell beer and tobacco in my neighborhood. They ain't over here on Islam time, a whole lot of them. We got some of the mass here that's devout, don't get me wrong. There's a whole lot of them over here that ain't on Islam time. They could be fighting for their country. They could be just Islam by birth. I ain't supposed to knock them down. Like I said, a lot of us who became Muslim in the Sijin, we got family members, children, they're not Muslim. Over there in Dubai, them brothers that's flying them girls over there so they could do vile acts to them, so they could defecate on them and make them perform lewd acts on their camel and all that, they Muslim. But that's how they feel about American girls. That's what they want to do to an American girl. They don't want to bring an American girl over there so they can get some. No, they're not with that. They want to bring an American girl over there to violate them, make them drink camel pee, all type of crazy. Yeah, they Muslim. They love me. They love my people. Blow their head off. Let them come over here saying they want war in America. And like I said, the brother checked me saying, I said, you'll see the blacks and the whites fighting side by side down here. He said, how you gonna fight with the white people? Like I said, bro, every black American down here got some white in them. Pretty much close enough for them to know them. Can't hate all white people. I'm not a racist. I only hate the white people that don't like black folks. And even in the time of war, my enemies are my allies. You understand that? That's the art of war, brother. Foreign invasion come, white boys shooting them, I'm shooting them with the white boys. Yes, I am. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, when it's all over, I still want what's mine right here. I don't want no land over there. I want my land right here. This the land of milk and honey, man. I know where else right here. I want mine right here. So that's where I stand on it. I don't side with government over Islam. No, that's not my position. But like I said, they did that over there. Once they come over here and it's like anybody could get it, I got to go on the defense, brother. And that's all I'm saying is if and when or however it go down, it get funky like that, and some Muslims try to get active over here and blowing up America, they blowing up my house. I'm getting active. They can't beat me in these woods. Can't beat me. I grew up and remember, I got kicked out of PS 107 in Soundview in the third grade, 8 years old. I ain't come back to New York till I was 14. I was right down here in South Carolina, running around these woods, these same woods. From 8 to 14, I ran around and played in the woods. I know these woods like the back of my hand. I dare any nigga from any other country to come over here talking about going to war with me in these woods. And that's what I did my childhood growing up, playing. I'll fuck you over. Niggas want to play Civil War, all that, whatever they want. That come down here and get in these woods. Tear your ass up. I tear your ass up. You better be real advanced in your soldiering. You want to play with me in these woods. That's all I'm referring to, though. I'm talking about them coming over here, trying to do harm, trying to do destruction. I got to put them down because they will kill me. They'll kill my people and they will kill a Muslim. So I got to be willing to give it back. But that don't mean I don't love my Muslims. My Arab brothers who will put their foot next to mine, I'm going to put mine next to theirs. That's my brother. The one who screwed his foot away from me, if it's a time of war, he got to go, he got to go. He got to go. Come down to it because he'll do it to me. I watched them do it to each other. If he already racist against me, he'll do it to me. I'm not sleeping. I'm always going to bomb first.